In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
Shut the hell up, you little Oompa Loompa. Nobody has oppressed white people. His platform, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, their entire miserable lives is being the white victim of nothing. I've been saying this since I started making videos on TikTok a couple years ago. These people are terrified of a white minority. That's what this is. I got cousins with their Christian crosses and Bibles that voted for the rapist. I got in-laws that voted for the rapist. It's just a difference of opinion. These people went to the voting booth in November. Think about this. He's a rapist. Yep. 34 count felon. Yep. Asked for the execution of 5 black men in New York City. Yep. The entire world watched in horror while officers were beaten for 3 hours and he sat on his fat ass shitting his diapers. Yep. Man cheats on every wife. Literally stole from children that are dying of fucking cancer. Yep. Grabbing women by the pussy. Very likely a pedophile. Yep. You think it was about cheap eggs? They would rather burn Rome to the ground than thrive and be ruled over by a black woman. And I'm going to keep saying this. These people were triggered by a black man in the White House instead of out in the fields picking their fucking cotton. That is a fact. LBJ, and I'm going to keep quoting it until people start to wake the hell up, said, this country will vote for the lowest white man who is literally tearing down your democracy, raping women, molesting little girls, while he's stealing your wallet over the most qualified black woman, and that's why we're here. And then this little hobbit pushes the Christian nationalism statement, this great Christian nation. So listen, you little dumbass. Why don't you sit down on your little kindergartner chair and I'll educate you? The middle passage where white people stole black people because they were too lazy. Probably your ancestors. 1.4 million died while being tied to the bottom of a ship for 6 fucking months. And when they died, they were thrown in and bull sharks ate them. Then we had slavery. If they didn't work hard enough or didn't listen to us, we beat them. Then we had racist founding fathers that we worship as gods because of the fucking Second Amendment. But let's forget the well-regulated part, you dumbasses. This great Christian nation said that black people were only, 3/5 of a white man? So Christian, isn't it? And then we had Asians in internment camps that we locked them up just because of their demographic. Women couldn't vote until the 1920s. You want to talk about the Native Americans? You want to talk about the Trail of Tears where 18,000 died because we forced them to walk 1,200 miles because that piece of shit Andrew Jackson broke all the treaties that we made with them? How about Pete Hegseth that gave medals to white soldiers that murdered innocent women and children on Wounded Knee? Segregation, Jim Crow, over 8,000 lynchings, you dumb fucking hobbit. What was Christian about this country? Not a goddamn thing. But according to people like J.D. Vance and the orange pig Donald Trump and people that voted for him, that is their version of Christianity. White man in charge. When are we going to acknowledge that's what this is about? That's all this has ever been about. Now, you might celebrate the orange guy somehow on Judgment Day, and God knows I'm going to celebrate that one day when it happens, because I know that God's going to hold him accountable. He is a symptom of a larger sickness in this country. So is J.D. Vance. So is the Make America White Again movement. And it happens because people that look like me are still sitting silently in your privilege. That's what privilege is. That you have the privilege to shut up when you see what's happening. Tomorrow I'm going to put out a video. There was a pregnant woman that ICE grabbed, pregnant, in the snow, handcuffed with one arm, and they drug her through the snow and she lost her baby. Yeah, it was really about the legal way to come here, my ass. It's about anybody that's not white getting treated like shit. This is what happened in Nazi Germany. And we have concentration camps. Nothing to see here. I don't get political. Then you're complicit in what's happening. We're not going to remember the words of our enemies, rather the silence of our friends. And too many of you, just like during the civil rights movement, are sitting in your fucking privilege because it doesn't affect you. You're just as complicit. Just like the 3 officers stood by and watched George Floyd get murdered by a white man. You're complicit in what's happening through your silence because you're not willing to be uncomfortable. And talking about that, let's talk about the No Kings protest. And watch my unsubscribes go up, because I don't give a shit. That is privilege. You protested in April and July and October. Great job. Did you get a white participation trophy? Ooh, you really showed them. 7 million out of 330 million people on a fucking Saturday outside of working hours when it's convenient for you. Wow, you really put up a fight. Ooh, that must have been really difficult. What have you done since? Have you gone on a general strike? Did you spend on Black Friday? Have you posted publicly on social media? Nope, you didn't, because it wasn't comfortable. And that's why we're here. And for you left-leaning bros, the Midas Touches and the Tyler Cohens, you don't talk about any of this shit either. Because it doesn't make you money. You're fucking grifters. You don't even talk about Israel, the genocide that's happening over there, because it's about money. You're complicit too in this shit. You're nothing more than left-wing rage baiters. You're not reporting the news, you're ignoring the problem. Go look at the clip on YouTube from Simone Sanders talking to that white bro from Pod Save America. And she said it was about racism. That's what it was. Exactly what I'm saying. You know what he said? Oh, no. It was about the price of living. It was up 3.84929%. It's bullshit. They don't want to talk about the real problem, which is white supremacy. And if we have history books, they're going to look back and they're going to say, why didn't we punish the lost cause? Why didn't we throw them in jail or lock them up or worse? Why didn't they have consequences for fighting for the Confederacy? Because that's what this is. We let it go unpunished, and now they took off their white hoods and they put on their red hats, and they're doing it publicly. They're eating the dogs and cats, shithole countries, Somalians. Are you going to be on the right side of history or the white side of history? Have a good day.